So familiar. California state of emergency in California. What is really going on, y'all? What's going on?
There's a state of emergency in California. So we
That's
woke
big.
up to this. Like, I think, did you tell me this?
No, yet yesterday. Shout out to my Aki Ricky. He messaged me about something on Twitter about the bird flu. So I'm like, oh man, this so familiar. Then we wake up to somebody saying, "Oh, it's state of emergency."
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, it was one of the clients who was in state of the diaspora. We have a WhatsApp group. And so she sent, "Hey, it's officially a state of emergency in California.
Crazy, crazy.
It's official, y'all. State of emergency in California." And it's like as if there wasn't already enough going on with all the orbs, the UFOs. Now California is under a state of emergency. This is literally coming out 3 hours ago
It don't
from the New
stop.
York Post. This
It
is
don't stop.
breaking news.
Yes. Shalom, shalom, family. Yes, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're in the chat, make sure you like the video. If you come later, catch it later, make sure you like the video. Leave your comments below because we're just gonna get right into this stuff. Read some articles, react to a couple things that we saw on the thing that's about to be banned soon. TikTok. Is it TikTok or is it just YouTube?
TikTok. Why you say YouTube?
TikTok. Yeah.
YouTube's not banned.
No, I'm talking about the videos that we was gonna react to.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this is crazy, y'all. California declares state of emergency as U.S. suffers first severe human case of bird flu. Now, can anybody down below let me know why,
Somebody.
if it's just one case, it's a state of an emergency? Is this like legitimately bird flu is that bad? Or is this like another ploy from 2019, 2020, where they're just trying to trump up anything just
Yeah.
because?
Trying to get this fear in
So
people.
why did they put the entire state under a state of emergency? And typically when that happens, both the state military and the governor decide to come out and say, "Hey, we're placing this as a state of emergency." But let's see, like, what does that mean? Let's
Yeah.
read the New York Post to
But real
understand
quick,
what that means.
somebody said, "Oh no, I'm in California and haven't heard this." So if you're on the ground, we definitely like to hear people on the ground. And if you haven't heard it or if you have, please let us know because this is very familiar. This is like 2019, put it like
Yeah.
that, before the pandemic happened and they shut everything down. They started to do lockdown, state of emergencies in states and stuff. So yeah, if you're on the ground, let us know. If you're in California, please comment and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, and this is a good time, guys, to pay it. And you don't have to watch the news all day, but just pay attention to a few headlines for just 15 to 20 minutes out of your day. It won't, it'll be all right. It won't just decimate your brain. You could just do it for 20 minutes just to see what's going on. Not that you're just inundated with it, you're just seeing it for 20 minutes to understand the plots that they're going to be trying to play. Because
Hmm.
you can't know the devices that are going to be used unless you are looking to discern what devices are going to be used. So let's read this article, shall we? Let's go. The U.S. reported its first severe human case of bird flu on Wednesday in a Louisiana resident who was hospitalized in critical condition after suspected contact with an infected backyard flock. Okay, he's in Louisiana. California, the most populous state, declared an emergency over the H5N1 virus as it spread more widely in dairy herds after it has infected dozens of farm workers this year.
Hmm.
Federal and state officials have failed to control the nation's outbreak, which infected dairy cattle for the first time in 2024, as some farmers resist testing and contaminate measures. Severe respiratory illness in Louisiana patients shows an increased health risk for people from the virus that previously caused eye redness, conjunctivitis, meaning like pink eye, in infected dairy workers. Bird flu still represents a low risk to the general public, the CDC says. That's odd. The reason this is odd to me is someone that used to work in healthcare. They say it's like a severe respiratory illness that causes pink eye. And I'm like, is that really like a state of an emergency worthy thing? Other than like the bubonic plague, the black plague from Europe, like most diseases aren't really that. Like typically with some vitamin C, go out, get some sunlight. do some slow walking, get your lungs open, and stay, get your vitamins up, drink some ginger tea. Most things aren't that serious, but for whatever reason, they're saying no, this is a state of emergency. And they're hinting at Louisiana, which tells me that Louisiana could be next to do the state of emergency. They're just quietly just dropping, let's let them know that the patient in Louisiana is suffering.
Yeah, and the yeah, I see like farms, cattle's, herds, flocks. They coming after the food. Seems like to me where it's like, man, if we can shut this down, um, you know, they get what they want. So you gotta be careful of what's going on. You gotta have your eyes open. Like I had a conversation with somebody very wise, right? And he said, if they tell you to look right, you gotta look left.
Facts. It's that bad.
If you
Say it again.
if
Say it
they tell you
again.
to look right, you gotta look left. And it's like, yeah, man, that's the truth. If they tell you to look up, you better look down before you look up because something's coming. Something's coming to uppercut you. So it's like, man, like ah, it's like time after time, and I hope our people can really understand like what's really going on.
I hope
Especially
so, man.
especially what happened recently with just hours ago, um, with the stocks and stuff like that, where
Well, tell
it's
us
it's a
what
lot.
happened.
It's a I don't want to talk about that too much, but
They don't really
if
understand what you're talking about.
well, it's
You gotta take it.
they
You gotta
just
take it to us at a middle school
manipulated
level.
the market a lot. Like they just lost trillions of dollars,
1.5 trillion.
1.05 trillion dollars, just got wiped out. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's around a time where it's a holiday season. Dang, that's this week, next week.
But that's why to me it's odd. Maybe I don't know
That's like
nothing,
whoa.
but to me that's like usually around this time they want to like pump up the economy. So that's just interesting in itself. But this bird flu, y'all, this is shaping up. Does anybody remember 2019, December 2019? Can somebody leave a comment down below and let us know if you remember what was happening in December of 2019?
It was chatter, but it really wasn't happening then. But it was chatter. It was like a
Similar to
lot of
now,
chatter.
huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it's
We
like, man, it's
just
very
saw a little like,
familiar.
but it didn't start in America. It started in China back then.
Yeah.
But this, they're saying, if it's a state of emergency and it's going to go to that full extent like it did before,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll see. But this is a great time for people to say, okay, what do I want my next 60 to 90 days to look like? Because for us in 2019, December
I
2019, we had decided we are moving to Africa.
yeah. I
We did
think
not
it's
know a pandemic was about to happen.
yeah. I think it's more than 60 days and 90 days. You have to think about what your next 5 years gonna look like, and that decision depends on like really today and tomorrow, like really, because if you make a wrong move, it's gonna mess up the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Or if you don't move.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you don't, if
your
you
next
just
move,
paralyzed,
your
you're
next
like, I'm not
move
doing
should be your
nothing.
best move. Like really, please don't be paralyzed. That's what it is. Don't be paralyzed. Don't be stuck in this trends of fear. Put it like that. They're just trying to fear. They're just trying to fear monger. They trying to put a lot of fear because evil feeds off of fear.
And also know like your health is going to be good for those that may be worried about their health. Our health was good during the pandemic. Take some vitamin C,
Mm-hmm.
order some echinacea tea, give it to your children, and take some turmeric and honey, and you're going to be fine. Because the herbal remedies the Most High has created are sufficient, even
Mm-hmm.
being more than sufficient. You can take some turmeric tea and you'll be good. Like, if I were y'all, I wouldn't even go to these hospitals once they declare these states of emergencies. This is a great time if you know anybody that's a functional medicine practitioner, if you know people with herbal courses, if you
Yeah.
know people who are experts in these areas, get with them now before this comes to a full hedge so that you understand how to protect yourself. For example, I used to work in healthcare. And so our family is typically good when it comes to healthcare stuff, right? Like I understand, like, hey, I can look at somebody. and know if they're going to be sick. That's a practice that I acquired since the age of 16 working in healthcare. But if you don't have somebody like that in your family, then find your functional medicine provider, whatever state you're in, if it's California, Ohio,
Mhm.
find someone that you can talk to and understand, okay, how do I keep myself healthy in these times? Shout out to East African Sea Moss. Again, another company out of Ohio that has sea moss that has these supplements and these minerals in it that will boost your immune system. But this is the time to get your immune system right. Your immune system
Yeah,
can only be right if you are allowing yourself to go outside and get enough vitamin D, if you exercise, and if you're not stressed. Meaning, this is a great time to ask yourself, do I want to still be trapped in this 9 to 5 in America? Do I still want to be this stressed in America? Because everybody that has come out of America, they
that's the number one
experience
thing. Yeah.
way better health. Like my mom had high blood pressure in America, came to Africa, and it was down within 30 to 45 days. I've
Hmm.
seen it firsthand. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
So
That's
nobody can tell
powerful.
me nothing. You just can't, because I've seen it with my eyes.
Yeah. Like really. And make sure you fasting and praying. Make sure you kind of restarting your immune system. So when I
That's
say
good.
that, like really, if you're not uh good at fasting, just go half a day or something
Yeah, do
each
something.
day or something until you feel comfortable about, like, because your body will tell you, like your body will be like, look, okay, I think you can eat now, right? So really think about fasting. Really think about fasting, because that's like one of the I say the most ancient practice, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you fast, your body just gonna heal itself.
Reset. Yeah.
Like you
Your
you have
cells
to
start
know that.
activating.
You have to know that. So I
Yeah.
would definitely encourage um fast and pray.
Yeah, read the scriptures out loud. Don't trust these churches. Please remember, y'all,
Hmm.
what the churches were doing in 2019. In 2019, the churches, they were sitting there vaccinating folks. They said, come on, come get your vaccination. And it's like, why are you poisoning these people? And now you look back and you see a lot of these people that had those vaccinations, they ended up strokes, heart attacks, or just
Blood clots.
flat out dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's be wise and understand what's going on to actually see. And like you said, the extremely long blood clots. Like, let's not lose focus and have such a low attention span. Let's have a high attention span and to
Yeah.
remember these things that happen. Because if this goes to the magnitude that it did back then, we are more prepared now, family. We have everything that we need because it already happened. So now you get to move with discernment and wisdom and discretion. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you believe in the favor of the Most High, it's there.
Yeah.
If you believe in the favor of the Most High, you don't have to get any shots, anything.
Man.
I'm telling you, we went to the airport in Ohio and they told us, oh, go ahead, you don't need anything. Specifically us. Do they say that to everybody? No. But to us, when we got up to the airport, we go to do all the little passport, all that stuff. Oh, you're good. Go ahead. A big family of 5.
Yeah, at the
That's
time.
favor. But you have to have the expectation to receive favor. When we left, our mindset was, I'm ain't nobody vaccinated. You ain't doing nothing to me.
Yeah. And that
So
was
that's
really
what was
before, what
manifesting
was that before? Yeah, that was before the vaccines.
when they
So
was doing
like,
the test.
yeah,
We've
they
never
just on the
taken a
test.
C19 test.
Never ever took
We've
a
never
test.
taken one.
Like, man,
Never had
all
to.
praise to the Most
Hallelujah.
High. Hallelujah. Like, cause that's
Ain't
like,
take one.
like, dang, I don't know anybody really that hasn't took a test.
Right.
Like, we never took a test.
It's that moving in obedience. But we also moved in obedience. We moved at the right time and didn't linger. It's when you linger that you might get a little caught up like that.
Yeah,
Anytime you linger, that's when because the
yeah,
things that are happening are going to happen so quick. You need to make a snap decision and it be the
hmm
right decision.
yeah. You gotta know when fear is like upon you. Like, you gotta catch it quick.
Mm.
Like, that's very deep. That's very like, if please, if you understand that, I really don't know how to explain it. Cause everything that happened in the past 4 years, you should have some type of discernment to know, hey, this is fear, and I shouldn't be. moving in fear. I shouldn't
Yeah,
be operating like this. I should look. This is not good.
that's true. Yeah, you
Like fear,
should.
fear is powerful.
From everything we've seen, you should be able to discern, and that's the grace that the Most High has given. And you can't say He hasn't given it. You can't say, "Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know yet." It's like no, He gave very clearly a level of discernment where He literally showed us 2020, 2019. Now we're in 2024, and they're starting to do these little things again. Whether it happens or not, you can have the discernment to see, okay, something's not right. Which takes
Hmm.
us into our next point. We want to share this video with you guys. I saw it.
Okay.
Did you see it yet?
No, I saw a little bit.
It's really
Look,
good.
she she
It's
she
really
be she
good.
be getting me with these videos.
It's really
I don't
good.
be yeah, this is yeah. Man, I wish we
It's
can
good.
I let us know, cuz I think this would be good if we start doing this what people be doing, just playing videos and reacting.
Yeah.
That'd be something different.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll do that, cuz like this whole video, you got to like kind of listen to it, but it's 25 minutes. We're not about to sit here 25 minutes.
But y'all should watch the
Yeah,
full thing. I
y'all
might
should
watch it
really
again. It's that good.
really watch it, cuz it's like, man, this is man, what if these people get it, why can't our people really get it? But yeah, like this stuff is happening right in front of our face, and I hope that um
We about to listen to some of it.
our people like really understand what's going on. And that's what we say on this channel. You gotta travel, you gotta get
You
out your
got,
comfort zone,
yeah.
to realize what America is.
Mm,
You gotta really
mm.
realize what America is wild.
And I'm gonna have to pause to give my reaction because something he says, like just 15 seconds in, I
Mm.
gotta pause. Like I gotta do the react because it's just it's it's so bittersweet because to receive
Hmm.
this message back 2019, really 2015, but in 2015 we weren't entrepreneurs yet. We were
Hmm.
still very young, so we were like, okay, let's just kind of we'll be in Africa one day. But to receive that message back then, for it to manifest in 2020 through the Most High's power in our lives, and then to now see that people are catching on to it, not just our community, but just every American is understanding what's happening. It's
Yeah,
like,
put it like that. Yeah,
whoo, thank the Most High, but it's also like, ooh, for the folks that can't see it, it's strange.
yeah.
It's like a cognitive dissonance. But
And
let's get into it.
it's man, yeah,
We gotta
because
get
yeah,
into
I
it.
guess
It's too good.
we react to it and give our opinions after, because it's like, I don't get how our people just don't. Yeah, go ahead, go
We're listening
ahead.
to Queen Penguin Uganda. Shout out to her channel. Shout out to that sister in Uganda. Expats. This is the title. Expats living abroad warning to Americans on how abnormal life is in America compared to other dot dot dot. Now, don't that sound like what we've been saying?
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
gonna play.
Make
Some
sure
people
you,
like to hear from the white man. Some people got to hear from a white. It come out black mouths. They're like, no, let somebody white say it. Then it clicks. But that's
yeah,
fine. We got grace, mercy, and we got time and loving kindness to be long suffering and go through this with y'all
yes,
so to help y'all see this because we see it clear as day. We saw it 5 years ago.
yes,
Prayerfully, you'll see it right now. The veil will come off your eyes. You'll see it.
yes. Like the video, family.
But after 10 years in Mexico, and then I come back to the United States, I am deeply concerned about what I see as a psychological discomfort that is so obvious in comparison to Mexico. Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously gives. But after 10 years in Mexico, and then I come back to the United States, I am deeply concerned about what I.
And this is a European man that traveled to Mexico 10 years ago and coming back,
Lived in Mexico
lived
for
in
10 years.
for 10 years and coming back to America.
See as a psychological discomfort that is so obvious in comparison to Mexico. People from the United States can be the best, kindest, most responsible people, but a large majority look like they're just losing it. The last couple of days, I've risked it, and I've asked people, when I said good afternoon to you or hello, why, if you don't mind me asking,
Y'all,
Think, look, he about to say it. Think about that. I know here it's so awkward coming to Africa and everybody saying hi, hello, hello. Like in America, it's like, bro, why you saying hi to me? I don't know you.
yeah, you smile too much. People think something's
It's
wrong.
like
You
what?
just smile at somebody like, "What are you smiling at?" You like,
It's yeah.
I'm smiling. What?
It's
Like,
it's not
jeez.
like when you get outside of America, you realize uh racist. I don't want to say, is it racism or discrimination or
I think it's so much deeper. That's something
it's
that
like
being
it's
outside
very
of
deep.
America has shown me. In America, I was so focused on racism. In
Yeah,
Africa, now seeing from the outside, I don't even think racism is the biggest issue. I think it's a total decay of the entire society. Like, to me, racism doesn't even bother me anymore. I don't care about
yeah,
racism anymore because I have no proximity to it. But what really got me is like, it's a decaying society. Like what
yeah.
he's saying, he's like, the people in Mexico versus the people in America
It's
look
right there.
completely off.
Yeah,
The people in America don't look right in the eyes. And it's that verse in Revelations where it talks about Babylon, and this is what got us to move abroad. When we read this and we were like, oh, that's crazy.
mm-hmm.
Babylon is the place that has every foul spirit, every single foul spirit that can be found on the face of the earth is resting and abiding and duplicating and having its own babies in Babylon. And
Ooh.
it is, and spirits are dismantled. And so they can't just do stuff without a body. So, of course, they want to jump into people, as you're going to see this guy is talking about. Let's get back to the video.
Think about that.
did you just pull away and turn your back? One said, I just want to be left alone. That's fine. Thank you for answering my question. The one that I thought was most interesting was the Mexicana. When I asked her why she got defensive and kind of turned her back to me, she was really honest and sweet. She said, you know, in Mexico, people, they see you in trouble, they help. Here in the United States, they see you in trouble, they try to find a reason to look away. She said, in Mexico, everyone can look different in one family, but here in the United States, everything's racialized. And the pressure, like here in Orange County, California, the pressure of always being alone, you just zone out. And I think we see a real issue here in the United States that it's going to snap soon or it's going to get fixed.
Which one's gonna happen first?
He said it. It's going to snap soon or it's going to get fixed. But the advantage that we have as believers is that we know how the end plays out through
Mm-hmm.
the prophecies. We know it's not going to get fixed. We know Babylon's reward, that the Most High Yah says and wrote down through John the Revelator in Revelations, is give her double for her trouble.
Ooh.
Not give her what she did, give her double for her trouble. And that's what you're going to see in America. This is why he constantly says, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Zechariah, flee the land of the north. Do not be partaker of her plagues. This
Mm-hmm.
is what he's describing. American people that by being in that land are partaker of the plague.
Yeah,
It's like the spiritual bubonic plague where you walk down the street in America and people cuss you out because all you said was hi. And they're like, I just want to be left alone. That's not normal.
yeah, and that's just a trigger, especially for us as us as traumatized people, hurt people, right? It's it's a trigger. Like just imagine if you try. It's a good day. You trying to go down the street, say hi to people. Like, man, I'm feeling good. Hello, I'm healing. I'm on this journey.
Yeah.
And somebody be like, shut the, leave me alone. I da, da, da. And it's like, whoa, don't bring me back to yesterday. Don't bring me back to a month ago. I'm healed. Calm down. And that's just a
Mm.
trigger right there. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the environment around you really affects you.
It does. Yeah.
Like it really affect. I can't
Ooh.
imagine like I can't imagine being back in America and somebody do that.
I wouldn't be back. I'm telling
Of
you.
course, I
I
walk
sure
away
wouldn't.
and stuff because I've been in that situation before
Yeah.
many times where it's like, dang, I'm healed. Like I feel so proud of myself because I know before the before me, I'd have crashed out and did whatever I did. But the new me is like, okay, this person is dealing with this. I don't have to react. The spirit wants me to react one way, but I know the Most High Spirit inside of me wants me to show another way, so people can see like, hey, that hold on, like, why are you nice? I just cussed you out. Like, why are you trying to still help me? I just cussed you out, and it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
That's taking up your cross. Look,
Yeah,
taking up your stake, taking up the crucifix of Yahushua. Like that's literally, and it's so much easier to walk in that outside of America,
yeah,
at least from our experience for us.
really,
When you're right in that Babylonian system and you're dealing with it, it's like the irritation you feel versus when you come out to a land that follows the ancient ways that
hmm,
just has simplicity. It's like, oh, now this is easier. Now I'm starting to even see it in practice because there's something about just seeing the biblical laws in practice around the nations in Africa that you go to, and it's like, okay. So this is a little bit easier now, but let's continue to listen because he has more to say on this topic. He has more to say. And we are at the point, again, we're listening to Expats Living Abroad, warning to Americans on how abnormal life is. We're hearing from a white American guy who has lived in
hmm,
Mexico for 10 years. And now he is talking about what his experience was like coming back to America after 10 years.
yeah,
He wanted to say hi to somebody, and they said, just leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. And he was like, so that was a white person. So he goes to a Mexican lady because he feels more comfortable around Mexicans since he's been there for those 10 years. And the Mexican lady, he asked her, hey, why don't you want to talk to me? Why did you ignore me? Like back in Mexico, y'all don't really act like that. And she was just honest. She was like, well, it's just so hard here. I didn't know if you were going to be racist to me. I didn't know how to act. And so I just wanted to ignore you. Here in America, if you fall in hard times, nobody helps you. But in Mexico, when I was there, everybody in the community would be willing to help. Okay, so that's where we left off.
yeah. Make sure you like the video, guys, if you enjoying this content.
Because there's no way you can have this much pressure, this much solidarity, not solidarity, this much being alone and make it. And I feel really sorry for people because there are people outside of the United States who people from the United States look down on, and they're living their best lives. They may eat only beans and rice, but they're happy. They may only eat noodles, but they're happy. And
We gotta pause that right there.
I told you, you got Paul at
Like,
every, yeah.
that's like that's so true. Like, man,
Mm,
that's so true. And the people that's outside of America can really, like, that really hits your heart. That really hits home right there.
it does.
Where it's like people are way more happier
With
outside of,
less.
yeah. Like America teach you, hey, you gotta have, a Lamborghini, you gotta have this big old truck, you gotta have this big old house, you gotta have this big old yard with a pool and trampoline and swing set for your
You're
children.
100K in student loan debt,
Yeah, like you gotta have your look. No, you don't. Just
your
get your
300K
look. It's
mortgage,
it's really
500K.
about, yeah. It's really about having less. You gotta have you. It's better to have less. That's less stress. Get
Yeah,
some rice and beans. That's kind of easy to make. That's a you don't gotta just say like rice and beans. I'm just talking about the stress level of cooking. Put it like that. Rice and
right. That's
beans,
true.
right? Over you gotta.
That's true.
Go to the store, buy some steak. Make sure you get the right steak. Make sure you get the right potatoes. Make sure you get the right broccoli.
Have a roll on the
The roll.
side, have
Yeah,
dessert.
like nah.
Make sure if somebody visits your house, you serve them steak,
Yeah,
broccoli, potatoes, and all this. Like,
it's
it's just
it's a
extra for
lot of
no
stress.
reason.
Yeah, America brings a lot of stress for no reason. Where outside, like they happy with rice and beans, and rice and beans is good.
And supu, look,
Yeah, it's good.
cultures around the earth outside of America will eat soup and chapati and
Some
call it a
noodles.
day.
Yeah,
Soup and chapati. And they'll have it multiple times. Now, in each different region, obviously, like in West Africa, you'll have like fufu and like soup, and it'll be different than in Tanzania and Kenya. They have like the samaki, the fish with ugali, the fufu separate than the ugali. And then if you're also on the Swahili coast and you're around like Indian nations, like Tanzania would have chapati and chicken curry. And that's just the way we eat in Africa. And your bill is so much lower. That way you can save and come to financial prosperity because you're not just spending on, like you said, steak, broccoli, mashed
yeah. You trying
potatoes,
to keep up?
macaroni, a
Yeah.
roll,
All right.
then get your chocolate
What
cake. Make sure you have,
what is it? The crab legs and the shrimp and
we ain't eating that
oh
mess.
the boil, whatever they be doing, the boil
Oh, those things are
and the
sick,
bag and
man.
stuff. That's like I'm
I
like
can't.
it's
And spend
it's
$180
ah
and be happy about it. And be happy they spent
yeah
$180
yeah
and then put that money to the stocks, then
right.
put that money in no type of investment, then put in their high yield savings.
Not trying to invest in yeah.
We try not to
Hallelujah.
rant.
Yeah, go ahead.
We
Yeah.
can rant on this
Yeah,
topic.
well, I think please let me know in the comments, guys. Make sure you like the video. If you like us doing this, because I can see us doing this, what she's doing, like us reacting to the video. This video is up where you guys can see it too. Because I know you get like the only way you can see it if you click on it. Um, but this is something that like people needs to see. If you see it, you can understand it and feel it even more. But let us know if you want something like this in the future, because I'm gonna try to work something out where we can just stream like that and they can see the screen.
Yeah, you're the tech engineer. All that technology stuff, I don't know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
That's your calling.
Shalom,
hello
shalom,
to
family.
them, they will say hello. They will turn their whole body to you. And they will say, so good to see you. Have a great day. They'll even start talking to you. They'll want to get to know you. That wanting to get to know you after you say hi to somebody here in the United States, unheard of. Completely unheard of. Again, I love my country. But I'm sorry, I feel sorry for the sadness and the tension, the loneliness and the fear that I see in so many people.
America is not normal. America is not normal. Story time. So, if you've never seen me before, I live in Tbilisi, Georgia. I left the United States in 2021. I started in Mexico, got residency, decided it wasn't the right.
So we're hearing from a sister now that's in Sibili, Georgia, if I'm saying that right. And let's hear her testimony essentially on why she left America and how she found out that it's not a functioning society.
Yes. Yes. Because this is now this is new to me. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'm trying to like grasp
The
my head
sister.
around. Yeah. Because I think I just saw like the beginning of that, and I think I
Oh,
did
she
something
goes
else.
in. I'm telling you, it's a
So
good video.
yeah, make sure you like the video, guys. We see 42 people in the chat, 26 likes. We love it.
Again,
Make sure you like the video.
we're watching Queen Penguin Uganda. The title is Expats Living Abroad, warning to Americans on how abnormal life is in America compared to other countries. The sister just said she's been outside of America since 2021. Single sister, by the way. Put that out there.
Countries, that means at least 3 months or longer, and now I'm currently in Tbilisi, Georgia. I'm actually in the laundromat here. I did a previous video about some tips, but America is not normal. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I signed a lease kind of a long-term lease here in Tbilisi, Georgia. And I pay in cash. Well, that was before I got an account. So I'm paying in cash, and he comes to my apartment to pick it up. So when he was coming, I asked him to bring me a copy of the contract that we signed. He was like, "Oh, I thought I did, or whatever." He's like, "Okay, I might not. I don't have it with me now. I'll come by in a day or so and do it." So 2 days later, he comes by with a contract and to pick up the rent. Now, you all know as Americans, rent day is rent day. And so in my mind, I was already preparing for some type of confrontation, right? I was not, I had already said, I'm not going to pay a late fee, right? Because I had already had my explanation, my argument put together. Like I was waiting on you to bring the lease. So you decided it took you that long to bring the lease, right? My whole argument, you know how we do in the United States, right? And so I'm like, I was ready to tell him I'm not going to pay a fee. And then I was thinking, well, what if he says, what if you don't pay, then you're going to be evicted? So I'm trying to think through, okay, so how am I going to handle this situation? So anyway, he comes, he brings the contract, and I'm prepared to give him the rent. So we're downstairs, and there's a co-working space in my building on the bottom floor. So I go in there and I sit down and I say to him, I said, listen, I don't think I should have to pay a late fee because, you know, it took you a long time to bring me the contract. I didn't say that I wasn't going to pay you the rent without the contract. I just said to bring the contract, and you decided not to come pick up the rent. So that's not my fault. He was looking at me baffled, like, what is she talking about? I was like, you don't remember this conversation? I was like, I have the notes, I have the messages on WhatsApp, so I can prove my point. And he was like, I'm not charging you late rent. I don't understand. I was like, oh, I just want to be clear because I know that there is a clause in the contract about late fees, and I don't want it to be an issue. And I don't want you sending the police and putting a note on my door and trying to evict me. He was like, evict? This man said, in my 40s, I have a family. I manage 15 properties. He said, I have never seen anyone evicted from their apartment. Never, not a friend, not a family member, not me.
We got to pause right there. She is in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern
Her
Europe. Look,
landlord says, this is a sister.
Yeah.
Her landlord says, why would I charge you a late fee? I would never evict you. I've never seen anyone evicted ever in my life. I've never even heard of that. What are you talking about?
look, we be trying to tell because that's how it is. Look, I'm thinking that she was in Georgia. I didn't know she was in Europe, like Eastern
Georgia,
Europe,
the
Georgia.
country,
Yeah.
Eastern Europe.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, well that was nice of the landlord. Dang, so she made all that up.
Not in America.
Nah.
That don't happen in America.
Okay, that was outside of America, and that's how it is here, outside of America. Like it's really people don't think like that. They just want they money and be, like she was explaining. He said, I have a family, I own multiple rentals, and I never evict anybody. I don't, like, pretty much you can work stuff out. Like I know
Everything's negotiable.
exactly
All over, not just
everywhere.
Africa.
Yeah, you can really work stuff out even if you are late. Even if you say like a month behind, you can look. I'm gonna look. I got money. It's coming in this date. Can you please just look? I'm telling you, it's so much better.
It's so much better. Can you imagine the freedom of living in a society like that does not constantly want to like twist your arm behind your back?
Yeah,
Like seriously, like you can just live and be a human and other human. This is why I say the racism thing. I only encounter that in America and in Western countries. The racism thing doesn't really exist outside of Western society
yeah.
because Western society is where it was birthed.
Hmm.
So you go to countries like Russia, Georgia, Slovakia. None of these people colonized Africa.
Mm-hmm.
These people, they just living their life. They not worried about crucifying a black man or woman. They're just human. You only encounter that when you go to America, Great Britain, France,
Yeah.
Germany,
The West.
countries like that, Western countries.
Mhm.
And so I'm so glad that the Most High has just opened my heart and my mind to understand humanity on a different level where I don't see with Western eyes anymore. I see just as a regular child of the Most High that has traveled and been around and experienced different people and realized,
Mhm.
oh, these other folks, they not really racist. It's just y'all folks over there. And when I'm out of proximity to you, you can't affect me. So your racism has no power over me. So you can go spin your wheels and be racist in your own bed, but you can't affect me.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
you
look.
can't do that to me.
Yeah. We got 3 more minutes and then we can, just talk about whatever. Yeah. 3 more minutes. Stay
Never.
tuned.
I've never seen anyone evicted. So y'all, I'm just shocked. Because in America, if you a couple minutes late, you got a note on your door, they done changed the locks. Listen, you out on the street. He was like, what are you he was like, we would never do that. Like, why would we do that? I was like, so what if somebody can't pay rent? Like, what if he was like, he said, listen, if you ever have an issue with rent, just call me and we'll figure something out. Y'all, I was blown away. I was blown away, y'all. I was baffled. The way we live in America is not normal. People are not so aggressive and disregarding your humanity. Like, he couldn't even fathom the fact that I thought he would possibly put me out of my apartment. It made no sense to him. Okay? That's number one. Number two, buying a house. I bought a house in my life. Maybe you bought a house in your life, right? You bought a house in the United States, you literally have to give them your left liver and your auntie's ear, right? Just to get to the process, just to get approved, just through the process. And you're biting your nails the whole time. You're waiting. There's all this paperwork. Get approved. That your job is good enough. That your debt to income ratio is right. Yada yada yada. Listen, here, they have properties that you can buy as an American, right? You want to diversify your investments, which I do recommend. So let's say if I were to buy a property, and the properties here are pretty inexpensive. I'm talking about new construction. Let's say I were to buy a property for $50,000, and I have some money, but I don't want to get a loan, right? I can buy a property here. They will say, okay, it's $50,000, pay us 10% down, and we'll go ahead and do the construction. It'll take about 2 years for the property to be built. And then you just pay a certain amount of money to us every month until it's paid off within that term, and we're good. What? What about the interest rate? There's no interest. What? What about the credit check? There's no credit check. What? What about me showing proof that I have a job and that I deserve to live here and I'm not a criminal and yeah, that my debt to income ratio is right. It's like we don't. That's not how things work.
Yeah, I think that's it. But
You gotta love that, man. I love
that's
that.
so true. But when she was talking about how he couldn't fathom of him putting her out, it just didn't make sense to him. Like that's humanity right there. That's a
Yeah.
level of love. That's a level of
Right.
respect.
Mm.
That's a level of loving your neighbor.
Yeah.
Like really,
Wow.
because that it doesn't make sense.
And she's a single black sister. I see so many sisters come on our channel and say, if I go to Europe, racism, if I leave America, am I going to be safe? This sister has been outside of America since 2021 alone. Her landlord is literally so nice and she's living her best life.
Yeah,
But
think about it.
despite the trauma she had and her preconceived notions, she fought through that to hop on the plane to live in Eastern Europe and then realized once she got there, oh snap, I just came from a crazy town.
Yeah,
Oh shoot. That's
it's
essentially what she realized.
yeah, it's like, and I just like you said with single sisters, because I think that's a big thing with single sisters,
Yeah.
like the fear and just being scared, like, oh,
Which is
I'm
valid in
alone.
America.
Yeah, but it's not like that outside of America. And America taught you how to be aware. Like, if you single, you have that discernment of like, hold on, this don't feel right. Like
Yeah.
America taught you that PSD,
PTSD.
PTSD, PTSD. Um, it taught you that, so you got to use that to your advantage in a way.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like it's like
Don't look at
okay,
yourself
like
as a victim.
yeah, America teaches you good things, But you gotta use it in the right way.
You
Or
got
bad
right.
bad things, but you gotta use it in the right way, in the
You
right
can use it
format.
as leverage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. That's true
Thanks, baby.
because thanks to right. Because the thanks to the way we grew up in America, we know how to operate outside of
Yeah.
America and experience peace, increase safety, and all the things. And it's like, guys, just just think outside the box. Don't overcomplicate leaving America because it's honestly not that difficult. Like just like
Yeah.
she was just saying, like
It's not,
you
you just
don't
gotta,
need all the like people also think they need like 10 different vaccinations to travel.
yeah,
You
just
don't need
do
any
like,
vaccinations to
yeah,
travel unless you're going to like Ghana or a country that has like yellow fever, then you
yeah.
may need that one,
Yeah, just say
not
that you
10,
allergic to
one.
eggs. Like you haven't ate eggs since you was a young child because I'm allergic.
Yeah, and then they'll give you just pass, the yellow card. But it's like it's not difficult, but why would America want you to think everything is so difficult so you never have freedom? So by you listening to us, you're able to receive freedom. By you
Mm,
listening to the stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob written in the Bible, you're able to have freedom outside of the West. But they don't want you to mentally understand that that's possible, and most won't understand it. So it really is just a few, the remnant. I was reading yesterday these scriptures. I should just pull a few up before we get off. I was reading first I was reading Psalms 139, then I wanted to go to
mhm,
similar scriptures, okay? But in one of them in particular, I believe it was Malachi, it was talking about
mhm.
how the blessed of Yahuwah would be blessed through their escape. And I just meditated on that. They would be blessed through their escape.
Yeah,
Father, what do you mean by they would be blessed through their escape?
it's like we always say, like faith without works is dead. Like the more you trust the Most High, the more you moving on His word, and like really like moving, like being outside of your comfort zone. He's gonna give you that comfort. He's gonna mold you to where you need to be. Like it's just evidence. It's really like you have to choose the Most High daily, no matter what your situation look like. It's really the choices that you make today, right now, that's gonna affect the next minute. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna affect the next year. So that's
Yeah,
why we say, like, man,
yeah,
being uncomfortable, but really comfortable because you trust the Most High.
yeah.
That's just the best position to be in, really.
It is. And once you understand, this is why prophecy is so important. Once you understand, like it's written in the book of Second Esdras, to be pilgrims on the earth, and if you understand what's happening, the reason you're able to make a decision
Hmm.
like this, like us, and many who have gone before us, many who have gone after us, is that we understand prophecy. We understand Revelations. We understand Second Esdras, where it says that we will be pilgrims on the earth. Not only will we be pilgrims on the earth, but there's going to be this desolation as Babylon crashes. And so you might as well get used to being in a different market, to being in a different geographical location, because you do not want to be on the downtrend with Babylon during her destruction, or at least
Exactly.
we didn't
Is
want
that,
to.
yeah? I was just about to say, even if you don't understand prophecy, like there should still be some type of
Humanity.
humanity and understanding of, just say if you haven't read the Bible in a while or something, and they say the end times. If you hear that, if you know that, you should be like, okay, well, I know that, um that if you dig a ditch, pretty much you're gonna fall in it. And
Right.
that's just that's a place where America is right now,
Yeah.
where it's like you even if you don't understand prophecy, if you have some common sense, this should be obvious to you.
2 plus 2 has to equal 4.
No, it's five, babe.
Like it can't
It's
be
five.
that America murders the Native Americans, millions of them.
Look, ooh,
And then if y'all know biblical law in the book of Numbers, it talks about how if a land is filled with bloodshed, it's a cursed land.
look.
2 plus 2 has to equal 4. So it can't be it's a cursed land and it's the most blessed land. If it the Bible says that a nation that's filled with bloodshed will
Ooh,
be cursed,
ain't
and they've shed the blood of millions and millions of Native Americans, hundreds of thousands of Africans who were brought over in slavery. And then we say this is the best nation. Well, the
yeah,
best nation has all of the great idols falling right
yeah.
now.
And look, blessings is bless. Some blessings is the biggest curses. So
Mm.
if America's saying, "Oh, that's the most blessed place to be in," no, that's the most cursed place to be in.
Literally, you can't name another nation on the face of the
That's
earth that
Deuteronomy
has that
28
much bloodshed.
after
Name one.
verse 15.
Name
That's
one.
what it is.
Somebody name one, because there one doesn't exist. And the bloodshed also took place in South America as well. Look at the history of South
Yeah.
America. You can't get away from the way that the Most High views the earth. We're not
Hmm.
looking from human lenses. We're empathizing with our creator and saying, okay, I don't want to see the world the way I see it. I want to
Cain and
see
Abel.
things the way you see it.
Cain and Abel. Where he was like, "Hey, why is the ground crying out to me? Like,
The
what is
blood
that?
on the ground crying out.
Like, I hear it. Oh my gosh,
Ooh,
it's deep. It's
that's
deep, guys.
that's so deep.
But yeah, this phone's about to die.
Yeah, our phone's gonna die. I just want to read a few
Go
scriptures.
ahead.
Zephaniah 3 and 17. Yahuwah your Elohim is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. That's the Yah we serve.
Hallelujah.
Habakkuk 3:19. Yahuwah is my strength. He makes my feet like deer's. He makes me tread on high places. Do you receive that today?
Ooh,
I tread on
hallelujah.
high places.
Yes, I'm up there with the highest.
Habakkuk 3:19. Yahuwah is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on high places. Now, Isaiah 30 is one of my favorites. I think it's so just wonderful.
Book of
Isaiah 30,
Isaiah,
21.
the whole book.
And your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, get this, your ears shall hear a word behind you. If you've ever experienced a dream or a vision and the Most High is in your ear behind you, this is that precept that tells you that that was the Most High speaking to you. Your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it, when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left. Shalom,
Mm.
shalom.
That's it, guys. Shalom. Shalom. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Um, our next live, once we respond to stuff, we gonna figure it out. But we gonna end it right there. Not say too much. Seek peace. Seek the resources to get out of America because it's possible. Like
It's more
you
than
have to
possible.
you have to speak it. You can't say, man, I don't have the research. I don't have the finances. Say, hey, yes, I do have the finances. I have the finances. I'm about to get out next week. You gotta have that faith. You gotta have that faith next week. Look, the flight. This is the cheapest flight for next week, so I'm gonna book it.
Facts.
Really. So, shalom, family. Hope all is well. Have a good evening. Have a good night, and have a good day. Shalom, shalom.